All right, folks. I'm gonna do the video in three charts. First is CRV USD, CRV BTC, Go BTC, and Go USD. Now the third coin, I'm debating which one it should be. We'll do. Let me see. We'll do TRX BTC. It's a medium risk, high risk coin to play. Trying to do the ones that has the most RR return and the ones that are trending. So let's go CRB USD. I was gonna do another coin, but I can't remember. So let me see if I have my old notes. Okay, sort of. So we had this initial pump, sold off. It pumped up. It came back to retest this primary trend line, and then it took off. So this was bottom. Then this was bottom. Uh, it had maintained a higher low from here. Then it had a massive impulse. Then it had another sell-off around here, which was a resistance in high time frame here. It failed to try to make an attempt to push up to $5, which everyone was expecting. Now, on a lower time frame, around that time, price just kept bouncing between two ranges, and it failed to close above this previous high. This uptrust candle led to this sell-off, which coincided with BTC. So this was the level I was looking at. I was looking at 1.7, possibly back down to these levels, but because the trend was so bullish, I was doubting that. Now this is where we are today. Here is the Coinbase listing, which so far price hasn't really done what I thought it would do, which is just rocket off. It really hasn't done that. I believe it has bottomed. Now, for that to be invalidated, it has to close below 1.7, but to me, it would be a close below 1.9. What's invalidate that it has reversed now, starting the new leg up. Now it's maintaining higher low from this low here. If you would draw a trend line, it's respecting this uptrend. So it's respecting this trend line and this time frame right there. Okay. Now what am I looking at the bigger picture? The bigger picture to me, it has broken this downtrend. So now we're starting the new impulse move up. Now it's not going to happen right away like it did here. I do think this will be a little bit more of a range, build this base up. This downtrend broke that. It could possibly come back down, sell off back again to $2, but I'm not worried at all. It should do some sort of sideways motion of sort before it starts this move up. Now someone can start accumulating. I was accumulating around this zone. I bought it, so I accumulated. I was happy with that. I was not too concerned, to be honest. The only thing here is that I did not get the exact bottom, which was 1.6. I got it around 1.9. I was expecting something more, a little lower, possibly into the 1.6 and the 1.4. So if this did not hold, it held very well. So I think the next move up for CRB is some sort of sideways action before it starts a new impulse up. So this one is the one where I'm not a financial advisor. This is just price, price analysis and theorizing where price would go. Now, theoretically, one could accumulate around this zone here until it closes below 1.9. So someone could accumulate here. It has this impulse, it sold off back to this level here. So one could say it actually did an SR flip here. It tried repeatedly to get above, especially in the 3 days, a little more clearer. So this was the close, the open, it flipped here. It couldn't hold to come back to back test the support. It tried, sold off. Now it's flipping this. Now it's flipping the support. Previous resistance. So now it's support. One can say that's an SR flip. So this level is crucial. Okay, so right now we can see some consolidation here before we have an impulse back up to 3.5, and then some ranging before we have a little nice impulse. Of course, I saw that BTC allows this to happen, but I'm not too concerned with BTC at all. So this is an accumulation coin with the best RR that I was able to identify. And I've been tracking this coin, tracking it for a while. So I'm pretty confident on this PA. Okay, this is what I'm talking about here. Maintains primary from this point to this point. It's maintaining this, respecting the trend line. It's maintaining higher lows. Now you see this. You see this bluish. That's the accumulation zone I was recommending theoretically to my friends. I'm not sure how many of them theoretically bought in. Again, this is no financial advice. This is just a price analysis and theorizing where price could move. So this would be my ultimate target, but for the immediate future, we're talking about between $5 and $8. Now we look at the indicators in a 3 day. It didn't close. It tried closing below the 50, the midpoint, but it regained it. Got rejected by the 60. It came down to the midpoint, and now it's ticking upward. Now everything inside this orange box is bullish. Brown RSI theory, anything above 60 is bullish. On the weekly, if it can close the midpoint, to me this is a no-brainer. It's just showing some weakness. That's why I do believe that it's going to take a little bit more time. Go sideways, sideways, sideways before it takes over again. So this one I think is a good time to accumulate around the zone. We're talking about between 2.3 and 2.6 is a good accumulation zone area. Now if BTC dumps, even better if anyone could theoretically catch this at 1.5, but I don't see that happening. The trend is too strong. Now we can have this over here as long as we maintain a higher low from here. So we're talking about $2 on the worst case. On the bearish case, worst case scenario closes below 1.9, which is some. This is what I got here. That zone that would be concerning. All right, now let's go to CRVC. I hope that was clear. You guys got any questions? Just make a comment in the video. Now this one to me, this one is a little more complex. It's maintaining a higher low from here. It's respecting the primary trend line in the high time frame from this point to that point. It had a little sort of nice consolidation. Now it broke above this little range here. That to me tells me that this move is going to continue unless it closes below 459. Yeah, they almost did in a lower time frame, but the higher time frame is the one that I'm looking at. To me, this is more of a swing, mid-swing play. So again, this is not financial advice. I'm theorizing price movement and where price could go theoretically. Now, this is a period of resistance. It got sold off from here. It pumped, sold off, came back up. It got bought up, became demand. When it came back down to retest this critical zone, it broke straight through. It got rejected. It's coming now. It's trying to close it. This is a critical zone. If CRV can close above 520 sats, to me, it's a no-brainer if this area is flipped. So this is what I have. It has to go up, and come down and retest it and hold and close above, and you're good to go. But this to me is indication that this is just going to continue. It's going to struggle a little bit, but it's just going to continue. The trend is going to continue upward. Now let's look at it on our side. This is barely getting out of the 20 zone. So this could run pretty well if BTC allows it. This is a 2 weekly. And this is the monthly. Okay. The lower time frame has to close above here. And obviously, it closes. The conservative entry would be any close above here. Any close above 850 sats. If anyone wants to wait. So one could accumulate around this zone here. Anything between 430 sats and 520 sats. Theoretically, one can accumulate around this zone, build a position, and just try to average in as close as possible to this zone here. The 3 days all take them upward. It's a matter of being patient and trying to optimize your entries in lower time frame. Now, I'm not gonna lie, guys. I did FOMO in because I'm a big CRB believer in what they're trying to do. Like a friend of mine said, they are the standard for stablecoins aggregator. So this was the Coinbase pump. It got sold off. I should have waited to get in, but I wasn't too concerned, honestly. My concern would have been if it was closed below 413 sats, then 420 sats. That would have been very concerning, but it really didn't close there. Okay, so now we go down to the 4 hours. It's making an attempt to close right above again. Okay, and so now in the 4 hour, it can have a little nice pump, come back down, consolidate along here before it makes an attempt. So that's CRV, BTC. I hope I was clear with this one. If you guys could wait theoretically for a close above, let's say 520, let it pump, come back down, close around this area here, 530, and put your stop loss below. Theoretically, you just let it play out. Again, this is no financial advice. I'm just theorizing price movement. And we're speculating price movement and trying to speculate where it could move in the future for educational purposes. All right, CRB. Now the next one will be Go. Gochain. I believe it has broken this downtrend on a weekly. It has broken this downward channel and also broken this primary trend line on the weekly. Now, it pumped up. It came to back test this primary trend line. One could have went long right here at 68 sats. I've been accumulating this. I got in around 43 sats theoretically and almost sold the very top. I sold off and I got back in. I got in a little high, around 80 sats. I didn't wait for this area to hit, theoretically. Again, this is for educational purposes. I'm just theorizing price movement and where it could be in the future. No financial advice here. Now, it's a resistance here. To me, once it flips 130 sats, let's say 140 sats, pumps up, comes down to retest 140 or near that area, to me, that's the conservative entry to build your position to these levels. One can start building here between 119 and 100 sats. Okay, let's look at it on the 2 weekly. All right, here it would be nice to just have a little retrace of this area, just go sideways before it makes the attempt higher. That's what I'm saying, between let's say 115 and 100 sats. One even as low as 90 sats, you can start accumulating. And your stop loss theoretically would be around 80 sats. Okay, so again, this is a 2 week candle, go up, meeting resistance, sell off a little bit to about 100 to 90 sats, accumulate around that zone, just accumulate with your stop loss below. So to me, this is one of the most, RR is insane. This is the monthly. So we sort of have some consecutive dojis, not really, but consecutive dojis like here signify the bottom is in. Now here it was short-lived, it got sold off. But we could have maybe another green candle up to here. I do believe a little sell-off occurs, then it pumps to these levels, theoretically. I'm no financial advisor, I'm just analyzing price movement and how it would behave in the future for educational purposes. Let's go down to the daily. Excuse me. So we have this and this. It's not an even atom or anything like that, but this is a little nice price action here. Now, is this a little cup and handle, comes down and then pops up? We'll have to wait and see. Now, I have another chart on this over here. Here, so this is the zone that I'm talking about, guys. We look at it daily. Okay, so this is the zone I was saying that it needed to stay above here. Okay, it came down to retest these levels. But to me, it's looking like it now. It closed above this. It's going to try to consolidate along here before it goes up. So we get a little nice sell-off. Not out of the woods completely. So this could be a little nice sell-off. Just continue along this band here. So this is this chart. This is the level I'm talking about, guys. On the weekly, it looks like it's good. I'm just going to wait for the new weekly. You guys want to wait? You guys can wait for the new weekly to open and see if price stays above 100 sats. Okay, this is the level it flips. and gone. Let's say it does sell off here to 89 cents, 90 cents. You're still good. You put your stop loss below. As long as it closes above or the next weekly candle is green, this tells me the first target for me theoretically would be around these levels. Ultimately, I'm not sure. I would just try to write it out. This is gochain. Now we didn't look at the RSI. See there, the lower time frame look a little bearish. Um, looks insane. Okay, guys, I'm a I'm a swing trader, midterm swing trader. Let's turn the EMAs, and this is the 55 EMA here. This is the 20. This is the 10. The 10 is almost it's about across the 20, and price is gonna be right in the 10 EMA pretty soon. Now let's cover TRX really quickly. Well, let's do Go USD. KuCoin with the longer price history. This to me looks extremely bullish. Price consolidated, it pumped up, came down to retest previous support. So it was an SR flip. Not just that, but it coincided with the 55 EMA. It held and price bounced off there. This to me, it was buy the dips. Okay. Just buy the dips and see how high you can ride it. These are massive candles. Now I'll be a little concerned because right now it's a little close to oversold, but not just that, but this indicator here is printing at a double top. Monthly still looks good. It's right in the 10 EMAs now. It's about to ride the 10 EMA. You have a little small pullback before we continue higher. Okay. It's about being patient and trying to optimize your entry and not FOMO and get in too early. Now, let's do TRX BTC really quickly. There's this other one there I'm looking at as well. So this is TRX BTC so far. So it's doing something sort of what I was looking at. They hit off this resistance here, which was these wicks, indicating a supply and lower time frame. I'm hoping to happen to be the 55 EMA2. Now I believe we have a pullback from there. I don't think it's going to come back down here unless BTC dumps completely, which I'm not seeing that. I don't think it's going to peel. Just small sell off. Not just that on the sell off this past week, it actually held pretty good. Some alts held pretty good. Now this one here, I don't think it's going to come up and sell off. I think it's just going to go up, sell off, and consolidate along here. This is the zone here. If it flips 145, I believe it's going to run. It's going to run back up to these levels, and then it's going to start the new trend. I believe it's already trying to build a base for this whole move here. It's going to be a slow grind process. So if anyone wants to accumulate, if you look at it on the weekly, we see in this little accumulation zone, just building, this chopping, it's just building. People are buying and selling. Now anything below 88 cents, of course, is bearish. I think this is a good time, in my opinion, theoretically. Again, no financial advice. This is for theoretically for price analysis, how it could move in the future. Just theorizing it and just for educational purposes. One can accumulate along this zone here. Just accumulate slowly. Pops up, claims, flips this zone. Now the stop loss below would be better. But this to me looks almost ready, like it's ready to just take off. It's about matter about being patient. Okay, look at this base here. Something similar to this before we have this massive move. But I think once this level is regained, this will pop up, consolidate, and just take off and come here. This is the critical zone. To me, this zone won't be clean right away. It will be sold off, but eventually it will be clean, and it will just breeze through here and just go back up to these levels. All right, let's see how high it runs. Now, the one that I'm really looking at is this one here, Ontology Gas. This to me is just like gochain. It's super bullish. All right, this is the same thing. If you're looking at it from it really hasn't broken this downtrend, because someone could say it's here. This to me is accumulate slowly, and it's just a swing play. Okay, look at this. This is insane. Look, indicators are making higher low, but price has been selling off. This is extremely bullish. This here is going to have a massive run, this BTC pair. Okay, so now the resistance, we could have a little sell off back down to 1500 sats, and one could accumulate along there. Anything below 1500 sats, uh, just ladder in at the next level, 1300. Just ladder in small, guys. Now let's look at it a monthly. This to me is super bullish. So now looking at it here on the higher time frame, we'll see this is the downtrend that needs to be broken. This will be a deviation. Wicks, 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 wicks. This is the zone. This is the primary. This is the true primary trend line. It needs to break on the monthly. Let's see how it looks on the 2 week. Not too bad. Okay. So that's the primary trend line, and it needs to break. Yep, almost in all time frames. So that's the line needs to break. One could let it pop up, come back down to test near that, or come back down, and then go long. Or one could start accumulating now, let it go sideways. Even if it drops to 1500, just a buy there. 1300, you buy there. These are BTC pairs that I'm looking at to try to obtain some satoshis. Okay, look at it a monthly. This is insane. RR for this is insane. Okay, this is no financial advice. This is just theorizing price movement, what it could happen in the future, and for educational purposes. Do your research, invest at your own risk. Okay, let's go ONG USDT. Has had a good run from even from November, from 10 cents, almost 9x. These pairs that are USD that already have run up, I do believe the BTC pairs will follow pretty soon. Usually that's what occurs. All right, folks, these are the 4 charts where I think has the best RR. Accumulate at key zones and high time frame. Build in your position slowly, 10%, 15% at a time, and then once it breaks key resistance zones that become support, you add more, and as it starts making higher low and a higher time frame, you can start adding, building your position as it goes up, and also build your position as price is either going sideways between 2 price movement, or it breaks a support, then it goes to the next support, then just laddering slowly. Okay, don't go all in at once. I hope this was helpful. Any questions, just leave a comment.